and welcome to another edition of Beer for Breakfast ABV. I am Danielle from The Moke Show on 91X. As always, I have my beer drinking partner in crime with me, Paul Segura from Karl Strauss. And you recognize this guy. This is Dave Adams from Green Flash. Dave always sits in if Paul's sick, out of town, he's busy. If you're in part of the beer scene at all, you absolutely know who Dave Adams is. And I'm really excited because since the last time you were here, you've got a whole new title.
Yeah, tell us about that.
It's a fancy made-up title called VP of Hospitality.
It sounds really important.
You know, it is. It's extremely important. I don't want to understate the importance of my job or title. They're all very important things, as most things in beer are.
It sounds a little more professional than some of the titles at Stone, for instance, I don't know, Minister of Indoctrination and stuff like that. But I would imagine it's kind of the same thing, where you're just educating people about beer dinners, teaching people about flavors and...
So I think that's definitely still a part of it, but my main focus is basically all the customer-facing things. So all the bars, restaurants, tour programs, merchandise, anything you see.
Oh my God, that's a huge umbrella.
Yeah, anything you see as a guest.
Anything the guest sees.
Yep.
Wow,
that's it.
Well, cheers to that, dude.
Yeah, cheers to you.
Congratulations.
Ooh. Slightly tart.
So this is a Saison Rosé, correct? And what's it called?
Yeah, it's called Long Grape Jensen.
After Eric Jensen.
Mr. Eric Jensen, our
brewmaster.
Beloved brewmaster. He has a little bit of red wine grapes in his backyard and wanted to make a Saison. Him and I are both big Saison fans, love them. So he made a Saison that he used some of the grapes in his backyard from, and it turned slightly pink, and so it became a Rosé Saison.
Can I say something about Eric Jensen real quick?
Of course you can.
I mean, I've been to
his... Please, be brutally honest about Eric Jensen.
I've been to his backyard. I've been to parties at his house. They're always a lot of fun.
Yep.
And you know what house it is because there's a great big sort of green alien in the window. But Eric and I were roommates at Davis almost 25 years ago.
It's crazy.
He is one of the best, smartest brewers I know. Still to this day, one of the best dudes I know. And I'm stoked he's brewing beer. He's brewmaster at Green Flash. And it shows in the quality of your guys' beers. And that's one of the reasons, aside from you, that I love Green Flash so much.
I couldn't agree more.
Cheers to Eric Jensen.
Yes, and cheers to, I would say, every employee at Green Flash. You guys have some of the most top-notch employees, from just the tour guy to the beer tenders to everyone in the back, to the food truck. Everybody at Green Flash is just so awesome and willing to just not just teach you about beer, but just have a conversation with you as a person, not as a customer coming in and buying beer.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. We definitely work hard at that, so I'm glad it shows.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And there hasn't been, I guess it'd be good to say at this point too, there hasn't been a lot of change in the personnel other than maybe a little bit of reshuffling at the top that everybody's kind of now aware of, infamously. But you guys have continued on doing what you've always done, and the beers are, if anything, it's you got more exciting one-offs coming out now, right?
No doubt. The reduction in the distribution map that we had has really allowed us to refocus our resources on, and sort of condense them, if you will, and pinpoint them. And that's allowed us to do some more fun things like collaboration beers and one-off cans and experimental beers. We have a list Eric just sent me last week of about 13 new beers that are coming out in the next month that are all part of the pilot system. We just restructured our internal pilot program, the Liquid Research Collective. So
right on.
You'll see beers coming out from employees through that program. For me, very exciting that we get to do fun, interesting, the new management group is definitely focused on innovation, which is what, at the end of the day, that's why we're all in the beer industry, is not to make the same beers over and over. It's to have fun and experiment and make things that you're excited and passionate about. That's why I got into beer when I first did, and I'm pumped that we get to continue that.
I can say when I was there just this past weekend, I was looking at the beer board, and forever it was always, when you went to Green Flash, it was always the printed sign, because it was always the same same core beers with maybe a couple one-offs that were, like the chalk sign. It was so cool to see all of the one-offs. There wasn't a printed sign for it. It was very, artistic, and I was like, ooh, that is a beer that I want to get because I'm probably not going to be able to get it again.
Totally, yeah. There's maybe 10 on in the tasting room right now that you can't get anywhere else besides the tasting room. And to me, that's what tasting rooms are for. You should, you can find the beer that you can find in a grocery store, try it fresh at the source. That's awesome. But the other great part about a tasting room is what are they doing to lead innovation that I can't get around town? I can't get out in the marketplace.
Yeah.
What's the next steps for them? And that's something that's really shining through in the tasting room right now.
So aside from all the cool one-offs that are coming out now, you guys also made some pretty big news recently by doing an old beer, Nelson.
Yeah.
Like everybody's hyped on Nelson, man. And, I talked to Eric, I don't know, a month ago or so, and he kind of knows what's out there on the street these days. Like, with the change of ownership, I think maybe some people anticipated a change in some of the beers or the recipes or flavors. Absolutely not the case. I mean, Eric scheduled Sean McElhenney to be on the brew deck for the Brews of Nelson, just so that nobody can say, there's different people making it these days. And the beer's amazing, dude.
It is.
Like, people are digging it. So cheers to all the good work you guys are doing.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we're excited about it internally too. The employees are freaking out about being able to get Nelson in 6-packs. Like we all are. I mean, I took some home the other day, like, oh, great. I mean, that's a beer that if you've been in the beer industry, you've been a beer fan for any amount of time, it's just such a sought after, fun, lovely, drinkable beer, like great desert island beer.
Absolutely.
And I think the beer tastes great.
You made a lot of people happy with that. People that were kind of freaking out over the ownership change or whatever.
Yeah, and on that note, there's definitely no change of recipes. Like, if anything, it's the opposite, that we're trying to push forward and make everything the best that it could possibly be in whatever way and whatever resources it takes to do that, rather than we're not trying to pull back, we're not trying to make the recipes less expensive to generate more money or anything. We're just trying to make awesome beers that people like.
Well, and this is an awesome beer collaboration that you did with our friends from Insurgente, right?
Yep.
And this is the Baja Tar. It is done with pink guava.
That's right.
You get a big guava nose right before you take that first sip.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, this is a little more tart than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's pretty tart. This is a kettle sour Berliner Weiss. It's the third year that we've made it. The first year we did it at Green Flash and did pink guava, just like it is now. We did it one time down in Insurgente, and we did 5 different flavor variations. And then we're back doing it again here with pink guava again. But the first time that we've ever canned it, we have a really cool can artwork.
Can's awesome.
That's our internal design guys that knock that out, and I'm pumped on it. It was really cool. We just had the party on Saturday, or over last Saturday.
Yeah.
And
I was there.
Yep.
It's great. The tacos were wonderful. So how did you guys link up with Insurgente? I feel really ignorant to Insurgente up until about a few months ago. Had no idea who they were. Had their beer, absolutely phenomenal. But it seems that you guys knew about how great they were before everybody else caught up.
Yeah, probably like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I met the guys and we developed a relationship, and then it must have been around there, maybe 6 months or 8 months after that we sort of started talking about a collaboration. It probably took a year to actually make it happen. It was us just, bouncing emails back and forth, meeting up at beer festivals and having drinks together and being like, we should really do something together. And so it was very organic, the process was. And then when we finally got to make the beer, it's just such a fun relationship. Those guys are cool, and for me, like, I go down to Mexico a lot, and I've taught at some of the colleges down there and done judging at the beer festivals, and I think it's great to help prop up the growing beer community like that. And I always thought that they were doing a really good job of bringing professionalism and and good quality control to the brewing community down there in Tijuana.
Absolutely.
And
they're smart dudes. They're fun. We've had them on the show before, and we enjoyed it, man. It was really cool.
They're great guys, and so any way that we can support them and making this beer, it's awesome, super fun. This is actually going to be we have a few kegs that are going to go out to bars too. So we're going to do some co-branded events out at bars.
Really cool.
That should be real fun. So you'll see
Keep an eye out for
some
this
Green
one for
Flash and some
sure.
Insurgente at some.
When's that all going to go down?
I don't know. We don't know yet. I got a couple. We got some things in the works. So
All right.
look soon, and probably in the next
So
6
should
weeks.
people go to like Green Flash's Facebook page or something?
Yeah, you'll find the events on greenflashbrew.com. There's an event link on there, our Instagram, our Facebook, all that stuff. You'll be able to get notifications about that.
Okay.
I'd like to give a little shout out to one of your events coordinators, Allie. She is a recent addition to Green Flash, right? In the past 6-ish months.
Yeah.
And she's doing a phenomenal job. Like, you know, the event that you guys had for this release, it was awesome. When I was talking to Barbara, she was like, yeah, this was all Allie. Allie thought about everything. And I know that we've got Treasure Chest coming up, which is a big reason of why you're here. And I know that she's been working tirelessly for Treasure Chest. So for anyone that doesn't know what Treasure Chest is, can you kind of give us the lowdown on it?
Yeah, sure. It is our annual breast cancer awareness charity fundraiser that we do. We do a beer festival with fun food pairings, and we try to do other interesting factors in the event, like we do this opportunity drawing where we raffle off some really cool items. But the star of the show is raising money for breast cancer awareness. So Lisa Hinckley, our co-founder, was diagnosed with breast cancer. She's a survivor, and that was why we started the festival 8 years ago. And we're just continuing on that tradition. So we're still working with Susan G. Komen San Diego. That's the local affiliate. So all the money goes to the local affiliate.
Ah, yes.
So it all goes to early detection and to preventative care in San Diego specifically. And then we make a whole bunch of one-off beers for it. I think we have 25 probably beers that have never been made before that are all one-off for that event. Awesome. And then we have restaurant partners that come in. We do some really fun food pairings, and there's a cool educational piece of it where we'll do like a live oyster shucking demo. Ironside Fish and Oyster is going to be there doing some oyster shucking. And then we also have the Heart and Trotter that's going to come and do a butchering demo and show what the cuts of meat are, what they're called, how to cook them, you know, this and that, which is always really fun. I love having those guys around. And we have a cool little brewer Q&A where you can ask literally anything you want to the brewers. And so it's just a overall fun day, fun
I've got some
festival.
questions for Eric Jensen I'd like to go ask.
That'd be great.
Get in. So Treasure Chest is on September 30th.
September 30th.
Tickets are at your guys' website?
greenflashbrew.com. You can find the tickets on there. They're
Sounds
available.
fun, man. You got to get there.
Well, this beautiful beer right here, this is the Sour Plum IPA.
Yeah, this is our Treasure Chest beer this year, and we just kegged it yesterday, so this is the first time I've ever had it. This is the first time we've all had it, so hope it's
A nice
hope
kind
it's
of
delicious.
wow.
pinkish color. That you can smell the hops coming off of this.
Yeah. It's interesting. So anytime I have some kind of like sour beer, like even the tart that we had, it always gets me right here. This one gets me at the roof of the mouth towards the back.
Got it.
Yeah, that is a different place of the tongue. I didn't think about that till just now. It's got a bitterness. It's got a nice dry, tangy, fruity, hoppy. There's a lot going on in this beer.
There is. It's a complex beer. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. This is super cool. I love that. Really fun kind of grassy dry hop aroma on there, and then it backs it up with that lactic acid, that sharpness, the sharp acidity there, and then you still get a little bit of lingering bitterness kind of matched with the acidity from the acid. So
But the acidity is from the fruit, not from a kettle sour, right?
No, we used we kettle soured it.
Oh, you did? Okay. It's hard to tell with this. I mean, you get just
Actually, I don't know. I want to say we use Lactobacillus
Somewhere Eric
delbrueckii.
Jensen's like, well, actually.
No, I want to say we use maybe we don't put that in.
So
but
delbruckii would be a good strain because it gives you that stone fruit flavor that would complement the plum.
yeah, that's what we use that in Baja Tart as well. We like using that one.
That's a good one.
That's the one that seems to.
A lot of people are using that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Dr. Bill in here, and he uses that a lot. In it.
Yes. Well, this is a very complex beer. It's very, very different. I can't say I've ever had anything like this.
For warm weather, I mean, dry, tart, refreshing, crisp. I mean, you guys are going to slay it with these.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's obviously the beers that I happen to like personally too. Baja Tart and this beer that's kind of my jam. So it's perfect. I love this stuff. So it's very exciting. It's exciting to be able to innovate, be able to have fun, and kind of just do whatever we want to do that we think is beer centric and exciting and tastes yummy.
Right on.
Yeah, well, cheers to Green Flash. Cheers to all the breast cancer survivors out there. We are just about to be Breast Cancer Awareness Month for October, so this is a great event to just kind of kick it all off. That is September 30th. 91X will be out there. I'll be there hanging out, so go out there, get some tickets. All the proceeds go for a really, really great cause. My mom is actually in the ending treatments right now of radiation for breast cancer, so it's very, very exciting. It's one of those things that affects everybody in some way, some form.
Who doesn't love boobies?
Exactly, right? Save the boobies. Dave, thank you so much for making time to come on Beer for Breakfast ABV. Paul, as always, your gem.
Thank you for letting me hang out.
Always. You want to come in on Friday and, tell Moog and Jared about these beers?
Yes.
I think that they're really going to dig this one.
I think they would like these.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you can catch us every Friday morning at 9:20. Paul comes into the studio and tells you and John and Jared what we should all be drinking this weekend. So tune into 91X, and as always, thanks for joining us for another edition of Beer for Breakfast ABV. Cheers to Green Flash.
Cheers.